Hi friends, in this video tutorial I will explain the concept of access control list. For what purpose we can use access control list means to filter the traffic in a network. So using access control list we can filter the unwanted traffic so the data can be transmitted fastly and easily. There are two types of access control list are there: standard access control list and extended access control list. In standard access control list we can use only source IP to block the particular network or particular host. But in extended access control list we can use source IP as well as destination IP to block particular host or particular network. The range 1 to 99 can be indicates the standard access control list, and 1300 to 1999 can be also also indicates the standard access control list. It is an expanded range, but new version of router can support expanded range, but old version router cannot support the expanded range. And extended access control list 100 to 199 range indicates the expanded access control list. Extended access control list, the expanded range is 2000 to 2699. So access list can be configured in router. It can be identified by two types, whether it is numbered access control list or named access control list. Okay, in this topology we can configure standard access control list. First of all, we can assign the IP address to local area network 1 and network 2 and wide area network. The IP address is 210.210.210.0. In local area network we can assign the subnet mask 28, and wide area network we can assign the subnet mask 30, and here we can use routing protocol EIGRP. So first we can assign the IP address to the network 1, network 2 and wide area network. So in local area network we can assign the subnet mask is 28, so that can be defined as 255.255.255.240. 240 can be calculated as 128 plus 64 plus 32 plus 16 plus 16. So last value we can add it as 16. So each network we can use 16 IP. In that 14 IP can be assigned to the host. Remaining 2 IP can be net ID and direct broadcast address. So local area network 1 net ID is 0, and local area network 2 net ID is 16, and wide area network net ID is 32. So in local area network 1 we can assign the IP address to the host 210.210.210.2. subnet mask is 240, and default gateway 210.210.210.1. so default gateway is common for all the hosts in the local area network 1. 210.210.210.3. subnet mask is 240. default gateway is 210.210.210.1. 210.210.4. subnet mask is 240. default gateway is 210.210.210.1. Now the default gateway IP address can be assigned to the interface that router 0 can be connected to switch. In that interface we can assign that default gateway. So go to router. So in the user mode, first of all we can go to the privilege mode using the command enable. Then we can go to the global mode, configure terminal. In global mode we can go to the particular interface fast ethernet 0/0. we can assign the IP address IP space address. Here we can give 210.210.210.1. subnet mask is 255.255.255.240. now IP address can be assigned to that interface. Now we can give no shutdown to enable that interface. Exit. Now we can assign the IP address to the local area network 1. Now we can assign the IP address to local area network 2. So net ID is 16. So 210.210.210.18. subnet mask is 240. Default gateway is 210.210.210.210.17. So default gateway is common for all the hosts in the network, local area network 2. (210.210.210.19). Subnet mask is 240. Default gateway is 210.210.210.17. (210.210.210.20). Subnet mask is 240. Default gateway is 210.210.210.17. Now the default gateway can be assigned. The router 1 can be connected to switch 1. So in that interface we can assign the IP address. So go to the privilege mode, then go to the global mode. In global mode we can go to the particular interface fast ethernet 0/0. Here we can assign the IP address IP space address 210.210.210.17. Subnet mask is 255.255.255.240. Now we can assign the IP address to that interface. So now we can use the no shutdown command to enable that interface. Exit. Now we can assign the IP address to local area network 1 and 2. Now we can assign IP address to wide area network. So router 0 serial 0/0/0, it is an DCN. So DCN means we can assign the clock rate. If it is DTN means we cannot assign the clock rate. So go to that particular interface serial 0/0/0. We can assign the IP address IP